Can you subtitle this next bit? You know, obviously with this being a review for A Quiet Place Part 2, I thought I'd just whisper the introduction, you know? Yeah? Hello, welcome back to the Movie Dweeb. Today, I'm going to review A Quiet Place Part 2. And, sorry, can we just stop there? Because, you didn't write anything stupid on the subtitles, did you? Because, you know, I'm trying to be this, like, credible film journalist and, you know, I can't do it if you're lowering the tone to toilet humour. I bet Roger Ebert didn't have to put up with this, did he? Look, I'll do one more line. Sorry, I'm being paranoid. I'll do one more line, and you know, just assure me you'll do it properly. You won't do any silly poo joke. All right, thank you very much. Right, well, let's get on with the show. The year is 2020. Just clarify, it's not actually 2020. Don't think you're stuck in some endless loop of torture, brutally reliving lockdown forever and ever until you slowly perish and die. Oh, sorry, my eyes are watering, I don't know why. I got really upset.
That dialogue there just so...
It just hit me. What an actor I am. In fact, that was just a jovial way for me to begin this piece, talking about A Quiet Place Part II. Wait, that II means a 2. It's A Quiet Place Part 2. I've only ever seen it written down, who knew? Last year, I was supposed to interview Emily Blunt, John Krasinski, Cillian Murphy about the sequel to 2018's A Quiet Place. And then something much scarier than the plot of that film happened. Boris Johnson appeared on my television every single week telling me I couldn't go to Pizza Hut. Look, I like my stuffed crust. Is anybody surprised here? Now we jump forward a year, and I finally got to see A Quiet Place Part 2 after months and months of delays. You know, admittedly, I didn't get to interview Emily, John, or Cillian, so yeah, if you've come here for that, you just got clickbaited! Give me your views, yes! Instead, if you come to this video looking for pretty much the same positive review of A Quiet Place Part 2 that everyone else on the internet has already written or said, but with just, I don't know, more silly voices, then you've come to the right place. A Quiet Place Part 2 follows on pretty much straight after the first film, where we see the Abbott family trying to survive the attacking monsters. It feels, you know, slightly different to the first film. With the first A Quiet Place, we didn't know what the monsters looked like or how they moved or what sort of motivated them. Most of their fear came from the unknown. Now, 3 years later, we know all of this. So John Krasinski, the director, couldn't really rely on this and instead got his frights in a much more typical way, with quite a few jump scares. And I was actually, sorry, pardon me. And weirdly, I actually really like that. It's quite a surprise because I am a massive wuss. The last horror movie I watched was genuinely probably 2003 when I saw a pirate copy of Gothica around a friend's house, and honest to God, sprinted the whole way home because I was terrified Halle Berry was after me. It seems unlikely that she'd be lurking in a cul-de-sac in Essex, but it's better to be safe than sorry. A Quiet Place Part 2 seems, in a way, more enjoyable than its predecessor because you get the excitement of the jump scares and not knowing when monsters will... Is this what we're doing now? Is this what we're going for?
Boo?
What? Sorry, what is going on? I told you to dress up as one of the monsters and, you know, give me and the viewers a little fright. What is this?
So you don't want me to say boo?
No, why would I want you to say boo? When did the monsters ever in A Quiet Place say boo? Are you wearing a coat? Is that my coat? I gave you 50 quid to get like this costume so you could look like one of the monsters. What have you done with that money?
Oh, bought some new shoes.
Get off.
Oh, okay.
Get off now. I sort of say that John Krasinski has not mastered tension in his films. I mean, the man who is a black belt in gift wrapping has effortlessly made 2 of the most tense films I've ever seen. With every moment, you're aware a monster is gonna come, but unsure whether or not it'll attack. Or, you know, you see people creeping through locations. Admittedly, we get more close-up shots of feet than Quentin Tarantino's Wet Dreams, but you're still on the edge, panicking that they'll step on a stick and then this swarm of monsters will attack. For people that, you know, like me, are a little too scared to watch a scary movie, let me rephrase it in a way you can comprehend. Have you ever been in a work toilets trying to do a poo and a co-worker enters a cubicle next to you, so you just have to sit there holding it in silence until they've gone? That's the sort of tension I'm talking about.
Hang on a second. And you had a go at me for subtitling poo jokes at the beginning. You're literally just as bad as I am.
Look, do you want to get paid for this?
You're not even paying me.
Good point. My biggest irk is that I kind of feel like I've seen these tense moments before. In fact, I've seen them before in the original A Quiet Place. During one scene, the great, incredible Millicent Simmons, who plays Regan, she's tiptoeing into this radio studio, carefully trying not to step on something or make a noise and alert the monsters. You know, we see a close-up of her foot and she's like trying to avoid pens and papers and all these various items. And it just reminded me of that time when Emily Blunt's character, Evelyn, she slowly tips down the stairs and we all know she's going to tread on that upturned nail. It wasn't quite, you know, as much paying homage to the first film as it was, can I just copy your homework? And even when it comes to the ending, I mean...
Whoa, spoiler alert!
Do you not know about the internet?
You're meant to say spoiler alert!
If you're going to mention the ending of the film!
Spoiler alert, I'm gonna talk about the ending of the film. Are you happy now?
I am. And are you happy too?
I was, until I found out you spent a whole budget on fancy trainers.
But look, they light up when you walk in them. It's fantastic, they're very fancy. They're great.
Even the end of the film is so identical to the first. Regan uses her hearing aid to cause the monsters to freak out, weakening them and allowing them to be killed. It's happened in the first film too. In fact, I feel like nothing was really resolved in this one. They just moved from one location to another. I mean, sure, don't get me wrong. If I was John Krasinski, I'd do two things with my life. I'd let everyone touch my chin because I could actually grow more facial hair than the two weird wispy pubes that I have on my chin at the moment. And I make so many A Quiet Place sequels that I never fully wrap them up. But as an audience member, I just sort of left A Quiet Place Part 2 feeling a little deflated. Like, what did they really achieve for all of their troubles? While I like the film, it also just felt like Cillian, who was, again, amazing, by the way, replaced John Krasinski after he died in the first film.
Whoa, what did I say about spoiler alerts?
Mate, he died in A Quiet Place, which came out in 2018. This is a review for the sequel. If you haven't seen the first film, but watching this video, I kind of hope I spoiled it for you. You know what, in fact, just in case, Bruce Willis is dead in The Sixth Sense, Hugh Jackman kills his clones in The Prestige, Brad Pitt, he didn't exist in Fight Club, and Kevin Spacey is a criminal.
In The Usual Suspects. You meant to say Kevin Spacey is a criminal in The Usual Suspects.
Yes, that's what I suppose say. He's a criminal in The Usual Suspects. That's it. There is so much to like about A Quiet Place Part 2 though. The acting is just brilliant. I mean, Cillian is great, the kids are great, and Emily Blunt is, yeah, you guessed it, she's great. She's so powerful, even when she's not uttering any dialogue. You see this raw, natural distress in her eyes. In fact, I kind of wish there was more of her. Unlike the first film, A Quiet Place Part 2 separates the family and focuses a lot more on Regan than Evelyn, but at the end of the day, there's so much to take in. There's incredible locations, some great set pieces, a lot more stars to spot. And as for the sound design, I mean, admittedly, it's called A Quiet Place, so they naturally had to get the sound right. You know, it's like the Johnny Depp film, The Lone Ranger, not featuring a ranger all on his own. What? He's never alone in that film. He always has a sidekick. That makes no sense. That makes zero sense. Then again, I did watch about 3 minutes of that film before giving up, so I suppose it really is my fault for not actually knowing that reference properly. There's something so special about following Regan, this girl who has this hearing impairment. And as she turns off her hearing aid, you're stuck with her in total silence. It allows you to almost relax and catch your breath, but at the same time, put you on edge, realizing you're just as vulnerable as she is, as you can't hear predators or monsters coming for you or her. It's really incredible hearing it in a cinema in just total silence, until some dickhead behind you is chomping his popcorn at that exact time. Is my eye twitching? It feels like it's twitching. It's just a very, 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 very good thriller. I love the first A Quiet Place, and the sequel is just bigger and scarier in every way. In fact, out of 5, I'm gonna give it, what can I give it? You know what, quite fitting with A Quiet Place, I'll give it 4 shushes. 1, shh, 2, shh, 3, shh, 4, shh. It's actually got me a little bit out of breath, that was quite hard to do.
Boo!
I was actually quite good, that one. You do deserve those new trainers after all.
Really?
No, get out. Again. Give me my coat back. Why are you holding that?